Hello, it is SeahawksFan with another Go Battle League video, and I have gotten a good enough spatial and Origin Palkia. Now, definitely very happy with the Palkia, and if I do get a better one, then so be it. But for now, before the season is over, I was able to get a fantastic one, and with my level 50 Dialga and a Shadow Mewtwo, this team is just incredible. Now, for the new season, Aqua Tail buff is going to make Palkia even better. If it wasn't already good enough, Niantic have decided to give an upgrade for Aqua Tail, and that is going to make Origin Palkia raids even more worth it. Now, Shadow Mewtwo is also coming back, and if this battle doesn't convince you why you want Shadow Mewtwo, I don't know what will. Especially if you're a Master League player. I mean, having Mewtwo in general is also fantastic. And it does get a Mega in the future, so that is nice. But if you have an amazing Shadow Mewtwo, definitely do not Purify. I would argue that's not even worth to get the Purified Hundo. But if that's your choice, so be it. And definitely finding some Shadow Mewtwo counters in the algorithm going up against these battles, but that's fine. I got 2 dragons. Gotta learn how to play around with this team, and when I got going, I just cleaned up. This is a very long video, and it's the power of the new Origin Dialga and Palkia. Now, before the season was ending, crashed a lot in battle rating, just struggled, but this team, easy climb up. Instead of waiting for the new season to start, going to give a try for veteran. Now we got a Togekiss lead. Now with Dialga, just going to try to get what damage you can or shields. Shadow Mewtwo can easily clean up Togekiss, but you do not want to give them a easy target for a dog type if they have that on the team. But I did grab both shields, and may as well get what damage you can onto the Tyranitar. The Togekiss is almost in range of a Aqua Tail, so that is nice. Do still have an extra shield. Going to let that crunch go through. Am I going to be able to Aqua Tail down the Togekiss? I may not be able to reach 2 Aqua Tails. And, it's a Lugia in the back. Okay, fine. Not the win, but that's why you got to be careful with your Shadow Mewtwo. Now we have a normal Mewtwo, which is a fantastic lead. Counted correctly for 7 Psycho Cuts, and they threw the Shadow Ball. Very valuable and worthwhile shield. Now they do have a Xerneas with a shield advantage. Let's see, are they going to shield up straight away? They do. Let's bring in Shadow Mewtwo. And they give us the Giratina Origin. Shadow Ball lands, gets him down to red health. Let's go. Definitely a fantastic move choice. And, we were able to get the Psycho Cut farm down. We throw a Side Strike immediately to not waste the energy. We really needed to grab the last shield, and this is a little tricky. We're going to try and use Palkia as some an energy sponge. But Xerneas is a really tricky thing for these two dragons. They do close combat. I do have enough energy to barely reach the Iron Head after surviving a close combat. And that was a tricky endgame. But I was able to play out. Now we have another Mewtwo lead. Going to be expecting another Shadow Ball. Are they going to give it? Yes, they do. And I'm going to throw an Iron Head before they reach a Side Strike. And they give up a shield, which is fantastic. No shield needed. I can hopefully get the Dragon Breath farm down. I do get that in time. It's just a weak enough Mewtwo. And now we have a Swampert. Gonna throw on alignment for CMP tie. Not gonna shield up a Hydro Cannon. It's not even enough for a knockout. Let's bring in Palkia. They have a Florges. Makes sense. That's way too fast for anything other than Disarming Voice. And we are going to Aqua Tail once. And then we're going to go for a second one. And I will happily let their Fairy take me out. Because Shadow Mewtwo with the shield is an easy closer against Swampert. Swampert does not want to see this scenario against Shadow Mewtwo in any league. Especially not Master League. But now the Togekiss, will this one go different? Going to be able to grab the shield straight away. It's a Flamethrower. Time for the second Iron Head. Are they going to let it go through? They do not. And this time I'm going to let them farm me down. So I can just have Mewtwo come in and not get met with a dog type. I let go of that move nicely. Ancient Power, and I'm able to shield up a Shadow Ball. I'm gonna get the for sure knockout before they reach another Shadow Ball. And let's see. We have the Togekiss return. We need to get that Aqua Tail chip. And we do get the farm down from that point. And it's a Kyogre. And we resist Waterfall. We're able to reach Spatial Rend. We have a Side Strike loaded. And this match is done. Kyogre just was totally in a awful position up against the team. Now we have another problem. We have the Excadrill. They're going to get to a lot of moves quite fast. We're going to throw War of Time as soon as we can, and it lands. Let's go. They gave us that key knockout. Now Shadow Mewtwo comes in. Going to be able to survive a Sky Attack. And we are going to have found a dragon. A dog type. Shadow Mewtwo wall. Now if you have Ice Beam, then surprise them. Focus Blast is also something okay. It'll do neutral, but it is a lot of energy needed. 2 shields apiece. I'm quite comfortable to be able to dish out the Aqua Tails and get that Dragon Breath damage in. We do have Lugia returning, of course. Going to reach Spatial Rend for some needed damage. We have a lot of energy left over on Mewtwo. And 2 Shadow Balls is something we can comfortably get with the amount of health we have left. And that is goodbye, Lugia. Dragon Slayer has been slayed by the Shadow Mewtwo. Now this is not terrible, but we're just going to safe swap into Shadow Mewtwo. They're going to give us a non-Origin Dialga, an Alter Dialga. And I'm just going to go for some Side Strikes because being a Shadow, I'm able to do a little under half health, and that is enough to get shields out of them. Are they going to want to commit a second shield from a Shadow Mewtwo? Nice. Now we can bring back the Dialga, and we are going to have shields. to absorb the heavy hitting moves. They do reach a Draco Meteor after an Iron Head. Well played on them. But I do have a War of Time. For that obvious Ho-Oh switching. And we catch the Sacred Fire on Palkia. And well, they're not ready for this. They actually have a Dragon Tail Palkia altered. And Spatial Wind gets that knockout. And bye-bye, Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh, goodbye. And now we have another Mewtwo. Let's see if this one goes any different. It is a level 50, 100% Mewtwo. For 47-24 is that CP. And they threw a Side Strike. Well played on them. They went to 9 Cycle Cuts. And they are going to play the Side Strike game. And I am going to not avoid a second Side Strike. Actually, I survive a Shadow Ball and I have War of Time. Whoo! IVs of this Dialga just good enough. And War of Time does land on their Dialga. And, well, they don't have what it takes to take out 2 Pokemon that are remaining. Now we got Gyarados. We get them into Togekiss. And we have a Shadow Mewtwo swap in. Now we can unleash the Side Strikes to get some shields. I should have thrown sooner. Because I would not have had to commit a shield. But also, I need a shield up to not waste that Side Strike. I don't need a shield. Although an Sphere Flamethrower would hurt a lot. It is thankfully only Ancient Power, and we're just going to bring in Palkia for this. Gyarados, we have enough energy on Dialga to close out the game. Aqua Tail is enough for a Gyarados knockout, and it's a Dragonite. They should have brought in Togekiss, but Spatial Wind says bye to Dragonite. And they are shieldless and too low for Iron Head survival. Up next, we got an Origin Palkia. This thing does not want to see the Dialga. I call the big hitting Spatial Wind, and they get farmed down. Let's go. We do have a Landorus Therian. One of the best in the business, but I have a fantastic 2 counters for this thing. Shadow Mewtwo also does win charge attack priority. And it does a lot of damage even after being debuffed. They do make a brilliant catch, able to take a debuffed resisted Side Strike on their Dialga. But they do still have a shield hanging about. And I'm just going to War of Time for that clean KO. And we can bring in Palkia, which is going to be a pretty easy answer for the Landorus. Sandsear Storm doesn't even bring me to half health. I shield up 1. And even with 2 debuffs, they do not have enough health to survive an Aqua Tail. Going to be even better next season, which you will see this episode in the new season already. We're going to hunt down the Solgaleo with our Shadow Mewtwo, and well played on the Iron Head. Going to bait on the Side Strike, and I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball because I do not want to get taken out without a potential one-shot. But I have grabbed both shields. Now, considering the Kyogre, unsure what the third Pokemon is, but I'm going to be safe with Palkia coming in. Fire Fangs are not doing much, and I'm fine with them debuffing me. Is Northern Iron Head going to knock out? If so, then it's time to switch. Let's see what is their backline. It's a Rayquaza, which does not want to see this Dialga, and they try and catch an Iron Head, but alas, they get destroyed from War of Time. No time for Kyogre to play and try and win, but yeah, Origin Forms, level 50, Legendaries, Insanity. Now, it's been a little while since I've played a Garchomp. I did make a miscount. I didn't know that was the Earth Power. Although, unfortunately, Dialga is unable to get the farm down with the shield. Maybe level 50. Definitely with Best Buddied, it's good enough, but we're going to bank that energy and put our hopes on Palkia able to get some needed damage on the last two Pokemon. They do have a Metagross, which actually is quite nice to throw Aqua Tails at. Able to get a nice chunk of health. And we don't have to worry about Meteor Mash knockout. Earthquake is probably not a knockout either, but that is also a lot more energy. We do grab the last shield, and with the energy left on Shadow Mewtwo, easy peasy lemon squeezy. 2 side strikes enough for both Pokemon. And that's another win. Ooh, the Kyogre just survived long enough. Now we got we got Rayquaza in the lead. Now, the importance of the moves without Dialga, very, very handy being able to do the same damage of Draco Meteor without the debuff, although Palkia is definitely more important with Spatial Wind, although you can definitely run Hydro Pump. In the new season, I'm definitely going to do double nukes at some point with Hydro Pump and Spatial Wind, but for now, Spatial Wind Aqua Tail, I want to use it. Now we got Rayquaza coming back in. They are going to be able to take my Dialga out, but able to be comfortable and trust my level 50 Palkia. Yeah, easy peasy win against Ursaluna. We have Zarude. Beautiful to have Zarude in the lead. And I definitely should have brought in my my Palkia for this Landorus. Before these battles, I pretty much would use Shadow Mewtwo as my Landorus counter. Because I do win CMP tie, and I should have just used the energy sooner. I gave them 2 shields, but I do get the farm down. And Zarude and Togekiss. But the thing is, I'm not going to be able to survive a charm on my Mewtwo. But they do let me get the Iron Head to go through. Gonna be able to grab a shield with the next Iron Head. They should have shielded the Iron Head. Now I'm like stalling out the timer so I can swap. But I get that Dragon Breath farm down. And now Shadow Ball and Side Strike. And they let that Side Strike go through. Can they take me out before I Dragon Breath them down? No, they cannot. Absolute unreal. I did not expect to be able to win that, but I was able to clutch up the battle. Now we got a Dragonite. This thing does not want to take a charge move. And I'm going to avoid a second move from them. Although they do get a shield from me with Dragon Claw. They do make a brilliant catch on their Metagross. But I can bring in Palkia because Palkia does not want to see Togekiss, and I have a perfect Togekiss counter. Going to be happy to take some charge moves on my Palkia to give less farm to the Charmer. Not going to be able to survive long enough to chip with an Aqua Tail, but Mewtwo comes in. And it is ready. It is ready to say bye to this fairy. Goodbye, fairy. Now let's see what is the next lead. Another Dragonite. This Dragonite is not ready for the Dialga. And they do not want to debuff themselves, so Dragon Claw it is. Gonna throw sooner so I can have some more health for what comes in. And it is a Melmetal. Let's see how we play this scenario out. They're definitely not going to want to debuff themselves, but they do. And they bring in a Mewtwo, Shadow Mewtwo. Now, if I land a Shadow Ball, I get the knockout, but they actually let the Side Strike go through. I do have some residual energy left on my Mewtwo. Gonna use Palkia as a sponge because in the even shield scenario, I'm able to take out this Melmetal. Also got some healthy chip damage to allow me to just throw Side Strikes. And unless they had like max energy from the start of this matchup, they would not have been in a position to flip it. Flip that 2-shield scenario. And they then realize and concede. I respect that. Now we have Landorus. Just going to let the moves go. Let go of the moves through. Gonna go for Iron Head. Do they know I don't have Warp Time yet? They correctly let go of that Iron Head. Unfortunate, but this time we're gonna have Dialga go down and Mewtwo is gonna come in with some energy advantage, and we have found a Zekrom. Not too shabby of a thing to throw the Side Strike set. And they are gonna get some nice damage with the fast move. But Side Strike number 2. Do we pull a shield? We do. And we get to another one after another fast move. They survive, but we can bring in Palkia. And it's Xerneas in the back, so this is a little tricky. We're going to Aqua Tail. We do still have a shield. But the thing is, they do not want to debuff themselves, so. But they actually do go for a close combat. Is there going to be hope for me? Aqua Tail does a lot of extra damage. They're going to grab the knockout with Moonblast. And my Mewtwo gets a Psycho Cut down on that deer. Beautiful. And now we have a shiny Ho-Oh lead. With the powerful Ho-Oh. And we're just going to shield up that first Sacred Fire. And make a bit of a mistake of just capping out on energy, but Warp Time goes shielded. We have another move to throw before theirs, and it's Iron Head and not enough for a knockout. That is fine. We can let go Dialga, and we can have the energy advantage for Mewtwo, hoping to not have a Dark type in the back, and it's a Excadrill that comes in. Brilliant thing for the energy. Our last shield is gone, and we're gonna catch the drill run because we are a little scared of a potential Xerneas. It's actually Gyarados, which is actually not bad. Can we pull off the last shield? We can. Let's go. Now, we need back-to-back moves. We can survive a crunch, which they have loaded. But back-to-back moves, we have to throw them immediately, which thankfully only needed one extra Psycho Cut. And that's another win for the Shadow Mewtwo and Origin Dialga Palkia. next season. I imagine I'm going to be seeing this team a lot. And also with people being able to reach best buddy on the Origin, Dialga, and Palkias, able to get that extra little power level if they choose to pick either of them as a best buddy equipped for level 51, or even just gain that extra level in general if you don't have all the XLs. Now we got a Melmetal that comes in. We're going to be able to get some nice chip damage, and we have Shadow Mewtwo with a shield advantage in control of this battle. It is a Hydreigon. This is a tricky endgame. Am I going to be able to chip this thing down enough? Is Palkia going to be able to deal with the Melmetal? I am thankfully going to be able to get the Dragon Breath down in time. But one charge move lands from them and I'm done. Can I get enough Aqua Tail damage in? Enough Dragon Breath pressure in? First shield for me. My last shield is gone. Can I reach and throw both of these Aqua Tails? Their last shield's gone. Is this enough for a knockout? It does not. But the Dragon Breath damage goes through before that move. Let's go. And this Rayquaza is a goner. Literally a goner. Palkia comes in for the Shadow Ball that's imminent. I do not want to have my Dialga going up against a Steel Ghost, and definitely don't want to be taking that Ghost fast move damage or get nuked by a Shadow Ball. I do avoid another move. They do still have 2 shields. I do find a Solgaleo, which is fantastic. Able to let my Palkia go after I unleash the damage. And I even grabbed a shield. But actually, they do one even better. And bring in the Rayquaza. Now I can get at least a Psycho Cut of energy on my Mewtwo to give me a better position up against that Solgaleo for later. They do sack the Rayquaza at that point and put all hope on Solgaleo. But it's going to struggle. They are a yellow health Solgaleo. Going to get my move in through first. And the Psychic Fangs, it's not going to be able to do enough damage. Iron Head would not have been enough. And I haven't Shadow Ball loaded up for a security knockout. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe for daily Go Battle League videos and other Pokemon Go content. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.